Hey folks, we're live again, here from the Coppercoins studios in Cary, North Carolina. I'm here with Sherman, and we are finishing up the job of stuffing flip inserts because we did not have enough flips ready to go for this show. So we are running just a few minutes late, but I thought I would come in and get things started. Let everybody know that we're in here because, well, a lot of people haven't come in yet. Hello, Bill Betts. And Majestic Sound of Coins is here. Wait for Penny Parent to come around to see where she is. Hello, Wild Bill. You're here and ready. I'm here and ready. Or almost ready. I'm not ready. Okay, I won't lie. I'm not ready. But I'm getting that way. Miss Paula. Well, not real late. Well, you're not late. I'm not late. I guess we're all on time. Midnight Silver Run. Back for more. I see that you are involved in this role. Because I didn't have the room to write Midnight Silver Run legibly, I have a M apostrophe N-I-T-E for midnight. We will all know that that is Midnight Silver Run's coins. Here's number 49 and number 50. We are ready to go. There's my 50 flips, all prepped and ready to go. I turn them this way because I stuff coins with my right hand into my left. You're seeing all of this more or less backwards. So we should have 50 names here. 50 names for 50 coins, presumably so. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, 19, 20, 21, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 29, 31, 33, 35, 37, 38, 40, 42, 44, 46, 48, 49, 50, 50. Now, what did happen here? Looks like I got 51. Hang on, let's recount. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40, 42, 44, 46, 48, 51. I do have 51. Now I've got to figure out what happened. I have 50 and one fell off into the other pile. Yeah, I don't think so. Let me see. What have I got here? I need to get these resorted by people so I can figure out what's going on. There's Betts, Dunn, McBride, Bingo, CK, McBride, Patat, CK, Levels, Dunn, Cajun, Dunn, Hampton, Bill, Midnight, McBride, Bingo, Bill, Midnight. Where did I put him? Here we go. Elliott, don't have that one yet. Mr. Hampton, Midnight. Levels, Mr. Patat, Bill, Mr. Patat, Elliott, Patat, McBride, Bingo, McBride, Cajun, Dunn, Wild Bill, Elliott, CK, Levels, Elliott, Bingo, Patat, Cajun, Hampton, Elliott, Betts, and Bingo. Then we've got that. So, Mr. Betts should have 2, and does. Mr. Bingo Bryan should have 5. Bingo is right here. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bingo has 5. Cajun Coin Hunter should have 3. 1, 2, 3. Copper Kingdom should have 1, 2, 3, 4. That's probably where I went wrong. Oop. Hey, Sherman, can you get that for me? Lazy dog. 1, 2, 3, 4. For Copper Kingdom, I did not go wrong there. Mr. Dunn should have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Mr. McBride should have 5. And Mr. McBride has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Levels of Madness should have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Midnight Silver Run should have 3. 1, 2, 3. Paul Hampton should have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mr. Patet should have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mr. Elliott should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mr. Bill should have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so then, we've got 51 coins accounted for. That's the problem. Okay, so I'm going to have to drop 1 spot. I'm going to have to drop a spot. I tell you what, it's just going to... You'll drop a spot, Levels? Okay. I'll knock this one out. Make sure to remind me on that, and I will... there we go. I will make sure I give you due credit for that. Okay, so we oversold by 1 coin. It's okay. Everything's fine. We've got 50 spots. We've got this one for the wrapper. And let me move everything back in place so I can see what's going on. We've got this one right here for the wrapper. And when I draw this, the person prior to the drawing of this will get the wrapper that this 1959D roll came out of. And it is the Federal Reserve Bank of Kansas City, Oklahoma City branch. We have a total of 51 chips going into the bag, and the bag is empty. There's our 51 chips. And I'll go ahead and open the roll. Sometimes these rolls are a little difficult to pop. Always helps to have thumbnails in this particular case, and I usually do. I keep thumbnails for this very reason, so that I can open rolls without killing the wrappers. I'm pulling the paper apart here. So old. This roll's what? 60 years old? Okay. There we go. We have some browning on the edges, but the coins still look like they're in pretty decent shape. Yeah, it looks like we got some pretty nice coins in here. Okay. So presumably we have 50 coins here. We have a wrapper. We have our 50 holes. Now, let me see who's first. First one in here is Mr. Patet. Mr. Patet gets the first coin in the roll. We have something that looks like it needs to be dusted out. Sometimes this happens with the coins on the end of the roll. Okay. Not seeing anything especially interesting here so far. A little bit of toning. And that's about it. Let's look at the reverse. The reverse shows us, once again, looks like a normal coin. Do you see how much sharper the outside edges of these letters are than some of the letters that we've seen on some other coins earlier? Pretty nice early to mid-die state coin. But other than that, normal. So that's coin number 1 in the roll. Belongs to Mr. Patet. Coin number 2 will go to Mr. Dunn. What do we have for Mr. Dunn? A lot of die scratching going on there. But it appears to not be an RPM. No RPM. Got a lot of old die scratches going on here too. You can see them. They're waves in the field. And they're so shallow and they're so worn off. You can tell that it happened a long time ago. Which probably in the life of a die, 2 or 3 hours. Dies live about as long as mosquitoes. A day or two and they're done. All right. Well, coin number 2. This is disheartening so far. 2 coins in, we don't have an RPM. I am so spoiled. No 2019 D, Silverman. Cajun. What do we got for Cajun here? Ooh. This one's kind of marked up a little. See what we got on the other side. Ooh. Well, that one's not bling. Sorry, Cajun. All right, move on to coin number 4. Coin number 4, Mr. Dunn. What do we have here? A scratch on there. I'll flip it on around and take a look at the serifs again. No, we got nothing here. Let me move this mic a little bit. Make it a little easier for you to hear me. There we go. And looks like we got nothing going on here. Take a look at the reverse. Nothing on the reverse. Yeah, I remember. I haven't had any time to do much of anything except prepping for this evening and taking care of last night's. Tuesday and Wednesday are generally my busiest days of the week. And taking care of last night's auction. Levels of madness. Ugh. You killing me, Smalls? This looks like the same die we just picked out a couple of minutes ago. Hello, Sin Delicious. Let's see. Nothing on the reverse here. Got my wind tunnel going again. That's my heat and air system. For some reason, it just makes a lot of noise here. Number 5. Let's move on to coin number 6 and see if we get any better luck. Mr. Dunn again. Still not seeing anything. R is filled. Die chip in the R. Look at the reverse. 1959D reverses do have a couple of double dies, a couple of minor ones. Mostly class 2 that'll show in the United States of America. So I check the reverses pretty carefully on these. The obverse, no double dies of concern except for a class 6 that shows pretty strong doubling in the date. Pretty strong extra thickness in the date. Your RPMs include RPM number 1, which is a very strong RPM. RPM number 4 is pretty nice. Most of the other RPMs are actually pretty nice up to the mid-20s, and then you start getting into some really minor stuff. You get RPM number 21 is a disputed RPM that shows outside the tail of the second 9 of the date. Some people believe it to be die damage, other people believe it to be an actual repunch mint mark. I kind of sit on the fence on that one, not really sure whether it's die damage or RPM, so I just leave it listed. And it is listed to this day. RPM number 21. You can have your snow. I will keep the warm weather as long as I can keep it. Our high temperature today was probably around 75 degrees. It rained most of the day today. But we are nowhere near snow weather. That was Mr. McBride's normal coin. Let's see what happens next. Hopefully we start pulling some RPMs out of this. Mr. Betts. Let's see what Mr. Betts gets. What is that I'm looking at? Okay, we're going to have to zoom in on this one because I'm unsure what I'm looking at here. It could be damage on the mint mark. It could be a repunch mint mark. Okay, that's a hit. Yeah, that's what it is. Mint mark took a hit. Sometimes it takes that. You got to move in to see what you're doing. No double die. I also look for Bart L's in the 1959. Ah, this is the one that's got the die chip in the middle of the R. Let's see. So this one looks like it's going to be normal, obverse and reverse. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. You know what I'm saying? Not every roll's going to have RPMs, otherwise they'd be worthless. Copper Kingdom. Copper Kingdom gets... Well, it looks like another normal coin. Let's look at the reverse. On the reverse, I'm looking for notching at the corners of the letters, or I'm looking at a spread toward the outside of the design. So you'll see separation lines with a little bit of doubling and extra thickness going toward the rim. I watch for that especially on the initials because the initials will show it first if it's there. Mr. Hampton gets the next one. Another normal coin. If you're just finding us and just tuning in, you can get involved in these rolls by coming to visit us at the auction or after the auction. We start the auctions every Tuesday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. They run roughly 2 hours. And after the end of the auction, we offer spots in these rolls for sale. Now, it's not a lottery. It's not a razz of any kind. You get exactly what you're paying for. You're paying for the chance of finding die varieties, errors, repunch mint marks, over mint marks, double dies, anything else. And I'll find it for you as I go through the roll. And I'll check the coins twice before sending them out. But we will make sure that you do or do not have a double die, repunch mint mark, error, or other variety prior to sending it out. Mr. McBride. Mr. McBride gets the next coin in the roll. And what do we have? Why there's an inordinate number of these that have a scratch on the vest. That is weird. Do we have... Yeah, I think there's a minor bar L or a die gouge right there. We'll zoom in on that and see what we've got. I know there's a die gouge right underneath it. I'm looking on the bottom side of the L in Liberty, trying to get a hold of the insert, the flip here, so I can move it around. I've got a pad underneath the coin, and I'm moving the pad. My fingers aren't wanting to grab onto it. See, there's a lighter spot down there below the L. There's a hump right below the bottom of the L. And it's hard to tell right now whether that's going to amount to much of anything or not. I'll have to check it when I get through this roll and get into the relook, review after I get finished here to see if it is anything. But I'll make note of that by tossing it off to the side and seeing if it might be something when I get back to it. You can see it right there. It's just not easily apparent. Welcome back, Amber. Not found anything in this roll so far. We're up to coin number 11. I found what could be a bar L, and I'm going to toss it off to the side, take a look at it with a better scope a little bit later just to see what I really do have going on. Mr. McBride, either way, is going to get this coin. Now, for those of you just joining us, when you buy a spot in the roll, people pay $1 a piece for these. You are actually going to receive the roll for which your name is drawn, or the coin for which your name is drawn. So Mr. Patat paid for this spot, and this coin is for him. And Mr. Patat got what appears to be a normal coin. We don't run into die varieties in every single roll. See, there's that die chip in the R. But we do often have luck in finding some decent stuff. I guess it's kind of a luck of the draw type thing because you never know what's going to be in the roll and you never know where your name's going to come up in that roll. The die break below the left base. Another one without a die variety that I can see. Let's see who's next. Wild Bill. Speaking of Wild Bill, there you are, brother. Let's see what you got. Oh. This slays me. Nothing worse than the tedium of going through a roll when you've already been through 12 coins of the roll and you found nothing. I know, Sherman, isn't it horrible? The horror. Love you, buddy. He's sitting down there looking at me. Now he's pawing at me. He's like, Daddy, Daddy, I want to play, Daddy. I want to play. I want to play, Daddy. I want to play. You see his little ears over here? No, you can't see him. Nope. This particular camera advantage doesn't give us the ability to see poor Sherman sitting right down there. Saying, okay, Daddy, it's time to go. Time to go. Time to go. Go play. Let's go play. Let's go play. Time to go play. Come on, Daddy. Come on, let's go play. All right, all right. All right, all right. Say hi to my friends. He says hi. He said hi, Amber. He said hi, Wild Bill. I'm looking at a coin I have not drawn a name for. Unfortunately, it appears to be a normal coin. And it's Midnight Silver Run. It appears to be a normal coin so far. Let's look at the eye. Sherman, I can't right now, okay? You're borderline being difficult. Oh, what is this I do see? Now see, when I'm looking at the reverses, this is the kind of thing I think I'm looking for, but I have to zoom in to see for sure. What it looks like I might have found is two serifs on the bottom of the N right there. You see a serif, it looks like a split in a serif, just like a repunchment mark. Now this could be a small die chip, and that's what it appears to be. And go on around and take a look for any more of this minor doubling to see if this could be a double die. Let's look at the initials. The initials look normal. I'm taking that based on the width of the initials. I know you can see separation on them, but the width looks normal. This one could be a minor double die. Let's go look at the United States of America and see what we see over there. Okay, that is normal. That too. Not seeing any splits up here. And as I figured, I'm getting out of focus because it's really, really short field of view here. If we have a double die here, it's very minor. It's one of those fly speck things. It does appear, though, that the initials could have doubling. That could also be the artifact of light coming from more than one direction, which happens every time you use a ring-style light, which this scope happens to have. You see, when I turn it certain ways, all that stuff disappears. So I'm thinking we're looking at a normal coin, but I have to check this one out again later. Let me zoom this one back out. Then I'll finish that off with the next coin. So Midnight Silver Run appears that you got a normal coin here. Hello, Mr. Elliott. On that S. I'm going to throw this one off to the side and check it a little bit closer with my other microscope. And let's move on to the next coin. The next coin belongs to Levels of Madness. Levels of Madness will get this coin. And this coin appears to be normal. What bums ers? Okay, now, see that under the L? You got just a little bit of a light dot underneath the L. If I get that zoomed in properly, there's a hump underneath the L. That is a sign of a doubled L, or a bar L, so we call it. That could be a bar L double die. If I got that other coin out, it will probably match it marker for marker. Flip it over here and take a look at the reverse. A late die state reverse with no doubling apparent. No doubling. So it looks like we could be coming out of this roll with a double die. Oops, I gotta get that put in his flip insert. Make sure that we know who goes with what. There we go. Now, Copper Kingdom gets the next one. Let's see what Copper Kingdom gets. Okay, it appears as though there may not be any RPMs in this roll. Just another one of those things. We happen to pick these once in a while. 1959 D1DR001. Which one would that be? The one with the bar L that I just had? Or the one that, okay, I'm sorry, never mind. It's the one that had the doubling on the, or what appeared to be doubling on the bottom of the N. Okay. Excuse me, I'll definitely have to take a look for that. I appreciate it. Moving on to coin number 17. Coin number 17 will belong to Mr. McBride. And Mr. McBride is the proud new owner of a 1959 D Lincoln cent. Possibly with a bar L. The way that thing's looking back at me, it kind of tells me that it's probably not going to be a double die. The bar L. Wow. Uncontrollable yawning. Mr. McBride gets that one. Let's look at coin number 18. We'll go to Wild Bill. And Wild Bill gets, is that a little horn coming off the side of that mark there going south? Or is that die wear? That's die wear. Looking at that little thing on the northeast corner of the D. But that appears to be die wear. There's another one of those things with a thing below the L. I'm going to say preliminarily, I'm going to say that does appear to be a bar L. We may actually be able to list this as a double die, but I'm not sure. But it does look rather promising. I tend to be running into a number of these in the roll. I'll get this one pushed off to the side too with the other. Regardless, what we're running into is going to be rather minor. Oh, sorry, Bill. Get your name in there. Make sure we get your name in there with the coin. All right, next one. Bingo. What do we have for Bingo Brian? Well, it's another one with the die scratches, the old die scratches around the date. Probably going to have them yet behind Liberty. We don't have a bar under the L on this one. And it looks like we're running into excuse me, a whole lot of nothing. Somebody hit me. Pour some cold water on me or something. I don't feel tired. Just can't seem to get enough oxygen in my head. That was coin number 19, Bingo Brian. It's a normal coin. So we've been through 19 coins so far. We're not finding any RPMs in this roll. This one belongs to Bingo. Of course, RPMs aren't the only thing there is. Oh. So there's something coming off the top of this mint mark. Nope, maybe not. Thought I did. Okay, this is, we've seen this die. This is the one with the die chip in the R. All right. Well, let me move on. Check the reverse real quick. See, there's the die chip on the bottom, on the base of the memorial. We've seen one of these before. There's a little die chip on the N of United. On to coin number 21. Coin number 21 turns out to be Paul Hampton. Let's see what we have. Okay, this isn't funny anymore. Well, it never was funny. But it's really not funny now. Let's see if we have a little bar under the L. No, sir. Not on this one. Wow. Somebody hit me. Ooh, got a spot. Okay. This one's going to have the chip in the B because it's got the bust on the bottom of the... Yep, it's got chip in the B. It's got the bust on the bottom of the memorial base, on the left side there, above the O of 1. Next one, Mr. Elliott. So it looks like pretty much at best what we've pulled so far out of this would be bar L doubling, which we would be able to see as an extra little appendage going south from the L of Liberty. That is a class 8 double die, tilted hub doubling, meaning that you have a rotation, however only one small area is affected by the doubling. That's tilted hub doubling. Wow. Folks, I went to bed at 2 a.m., got back up at 7 a.m., and I've been going ever since. Been out to dinner. Got a really good Italian pizza. But I had to drive 30 minutes through the rain to get there. Copper Kingdom. Looks like I'm running into the same die over and over and over again. Either that or there's a few different dies here who have very similar markers. Okay, there's a bust next to the die break on the right eave. Really nice die scratch there on the reverse. Gives us a nice marker. Tells us it's a normal coin. Here's one of the things regarding markers. I hear so many people come to me telling me, oh, well, this must be X and Y, Z RPM because I've got this die scratch running through the T of cent. I'm like, well, where's the RPM? Oh, well, but I've got the die scratch. And I said, die scratches don't mean anything unless you get the attributes of the RPM. You use die markers to help you identify the die number of RPMs or double dies. You don't use die markers to determine whether you have an RPM or a double die. Hey, Bingo, you might like to watch that 1960 over and over again because this one's kind of sort of turning out to be a dud. Not getting anything really worthwhile in this roll. Well, that one's for Cajun. Let's see who gets the next coin. Coin number 25 put us halfway through the roll. Copper Kingdom. And Copper Kingdom comes out with another normal coin. As it appears, we have that little bar L thing going on. Little nudge right below the L. Looks like you could have two different ones of those. That definitely appears to be a bar L double die right there. So I'll have to take a quicker and better peek at it a little bit later on. And then I'll look for other coins that match this by die. If it turns out to be a bar L double die, I will pick the nicest coin out of the roll and photograph that coin for Coppercoins.com. When I photograph that coin for Coppercoins.com, whomever gets that coin will end up with a plate coin that will be annotated as such and signed by yours truly. Let's see. Joe McBride gets the next coin. What? What? He doesn't even know what he wants. He just wants to be involved. Oh, look at that. See what we have here. You might be good luck after all, dog. Stick around. Let's see. No. I thought I might have seen split serifs here, but I just don't see it. Don't see anything. Let's turn it around and see if we can see a bar L. No bar under the L. Sherman wants a hamburger. Sherman would probably love to have a hamburger right now. Are we talking about Jacksonville? We got die cracks on the 11th and 12th column. Probably one on the first column. Yep, there's a light one on the first column. Yeah, we went to a restaurant, middle of Jacksonville, with Amber and her man. And it was me and my wife and Amber and her man together eating dinner with my dog in the pouring down rain on the porch in front of a Mexican restaurant. And we ordered, I think it was chicken for Sherman. Chicken and then Tam, I think my wife had a burger. And so Sherman ate some chicken and a burger. Mr. Patat. He was pretty good. He was on his best behavior that day. Oh, look, we have, appears to be another bar L. Maybe. I'm not sure. You got bad breath. He's down here breathing on me now. He's like, here, let me see how much I can make the room stink. Just for you, Daddy. Alright. Nothing else going on here on this one. Well, folks, it looks like we've run into one of those not so wonderful rolls. And because there's no guarantees one way or the other when we do coin roll hunting, Wild Bill, this is just what happens sometimes. We end up with nothing really fluffy to talk about. Oh, there we go. See that? That's definitely a bar L right there. That has to be. It keeps repeating itself. Okay, I'm going to leave it just like that. And I'm going to zoom in on it because we're going to be able to see it this time really well. There it is. That looks like a bar L to me. You can see it's another piece of a horizontal bar of another L just beneath the primary L. So that's what it looks like to me, and I'm going to have to do a little bit more research on it after we get finished with the stream. If it turns out to be a double die, I'll see if it's listed. If it's not listed, and it's strong enough to list, I'll go ahead and list it. When I list it, I'll need a coin for photographs. Well, I'll use the best coin I got out of the roll because it'll smile the best for the camera. And when it smiles for the camera, the person who owns that coin is going to get credit for it. Because, well, you bought the coin. It's not mine. I can't take credit for it. I only found it. There's Mr. Betts. Let's see what Mr. Betts gets. Betts gets. We got lot of little scratches going on these coins. It must have had a problem with the eject arm. Nothing there. I'll have to look really carefully on these for the reverse again to see if we actually do have a double die reverse, because if we do, I've only seen that one. That worries me a little bit, because usually when you find a die and find a particular marker for a particular die, it's going to repeat itself through an original roll. Now, this is an original roll because we have run into a number of coins that are from the same die over and over again. Mr. Hampton. Original roll simply means that all 50 coins that you get in the roll were minted around the same period of time. They were all put in the same hopper bin together. They were all counted into the same bag together. And they were poured out into a counting machine and counted into the same roll together. So the coins were all made around the same time. Given that, the dies that made the coins were all hung on the press around the same time. Which means that we're going to get a grand total of under a dozen different dies per roll. Usually no more than 7 or 8, but sometimes more. Just depending on how the bags roll in. They could have changed dies halfway through a hopper. And the second half of the hopper has new dies. You mix all the hopper all together and you put it into bags, count it into bags. You could have a bag that's got 20 different dies in it. I don't know what I'm doing. I need to put Mr. Hampton's coin away here. It's coin number 30 in the roll. Put his name with it. I can't talk and chew gum at the same time, folks. I can't walk and chew gum at the same time. That's what I'm trying to say. Here are levels of madness. Okay, no RPM again. Could be one of the bar L's. Don't see anything else. A little die crack coming off the left base toward the rim. And that's for levels of madness. Next coin in the roll will belong to, here, you read it out for him. Yep, exactly. Bingo. Bingo Brian gets the next one. What do you think, Sherm? You excited about this? Sherm doesn't get excited about anything. We could have 2 different bar L's going on here as well. I am noticing enough that it appears there could be 2 different dies involved. So here's another one right there. Or what appears to be another one. I'll definitely have to take a better, closer look at these. If I have identified something as being a possible during the show, and then you get your coin and it's not marked as anything, it means that either I was mistaken when I was identifying it during the show, because preliminary identification is just that, preliminary. I still have decisions to make. Or it could mean that I thought I saw something during the show, but when I got into a secondary look, there actually wasn't anything there. It also could mean that it was just too minor to list. I tried it, Spitfire. I tried putting Sherman on a skateboard. He could not ride a skateboard. Mr. Dunn. Coin number 33 belongs to Mr. Dunn. Let's see what we have going on here. I thought that was one of the bar L's. It's the old die scratches running through the Liberty. You can see them. When I run into that, I'm automatically going to be looking for a bar L. There's another marker for you right there. A really strong die scratch running north and south through the field. And another one running in front of a nose that appears that belong to this possible bar L. My dog can't ride a skateboard, unfortunately. He can name the first 500,000 prime numbers, though, in order. See, he's starting. What? What is your problem? I don't know what he thinks he's found. He's suddenly decided to go to my toy box and start barking at my toy box. There's nothing in there. This room has a window, built-in window unit with bookshelf. Sherman, stop it. What you're digging at? There's nothing to dig at over there. Coin number 30. That was one of the bar L's there, so I'll put it in this other pile here. Coin number 34. Coin number 34 belongs to Mr. Elliott. And Mr. Elliott will get... It's interesting. Is that a lower split serif I'm looking at? Time to zoom. Sherman, you're bugging me. Hush. No. Sorry about that. Usually he doesn't get in here and get all obstinate that he has to get into something. He wants in my toy box and I have no idea why. Okay, this could be... I can't get the lighting to show up right on it, but it could be a split serif RPM. Check the top serif? Okay. We'll check the top serif. I didn't really see anything on the top serif. But we'll check it. Well, the problem is here is that we have a coin that has... appears to be a scrape across the RPM itself. And seeing the serifs, it's going to be a difficult little challenge. Okay, we don't have anything on the upper serif. And I don't think we have anything on the bottom serif either, now that I look at it. So, unfortunately, turn off. Oh, come on. I hate phones. Let's see. I got to pull this back out. I don't think we have anything on that one. Look at the reverse here. And I will be checking this one again. Just to be sure of what I'm looking at or not. And I'm kind of going to have to... Oh, wait a minute. There's our broken R. This is a normal. This is a normal coin. We got the broken R. We also had another marker with this. It was on the reverse. What was that marker? There it is. Yeah, that's it. Break on the bottom of the left base. Jess went night-night. I guess so. She hasn't said much lately. She must have passed out. Got her cat and her phone in her bed with her. Alright. No RPMs. Hey, Cajun. Alright, next one's for bingo. Yep, no RPMs. Jess gets bored quickly. I wonder how many half rolls she's got in her house that she's been through half of and not been through the other half of because the first half didn't have anything in it. There's another one of the bar L's, or what appears to be a bar L. Nothing on the reverse here. Good gosh, dog. Just lay down, will you? You're going to have an aneurysm. He refuses to go to sleep. He's in play mode right now. Play mode means we're not going to take a nap until we have exhausted all possible avenues toward having fun. Mr. Hampton gets the next coin in the roll. And we have nothing here. 59Ds are usually a little more involved than this. It's like that 1960D roll we just finished. Man, that was crazy. Half the roll was RPMs. Coin number 37 will go to... Oops, I got two names. I got to drop one of them. Well, Bill. Coin number 37. He's acting like he's chasing a mouse across the room. He's trying to act like a cat. There's no mice in this room. That could be a bar L there. I've seen a lot of stuff underneath the L on these 59Ds. I'm going to have to check them all real carefully. Let's see what we got on this side. And for those of you just joining us, what we've got going on here is a original roll reveal. This was a Federal Reserve wrapped roll from Oklahoma City from 1959, Denver Mint coins. And I offered these coins up for sale at $1 a piece prior to opening the original roll during the auction last night, Tuesday evenings. Auctions start at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. They end around 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Unless we get talking too much or get too many bidding going on. We had a lot of bidding wars last night. Ran a little late. But then what we turn out with is 50 slots that you can purchase with limits. There's the big old hornet's nest over there on that side. Die break on the right side of the memorial. A lot of really heavy east and west die scratches running through the lower part of the design. I have got to satiate this dog's urge to dig in my carpet. Absolutely no idea what it is he thinks he's getting. There's absolutely nothing over there for him to be digging at. Sherman, why don't you lay down? Levels of Madness gets the next one. So Levels of Madness paid $1 for the spot to get this particular coin. We're looking at the coin to see if there's any hub doubling or any double dies. I see right there, you have what appears to be a bar underneath the L on this coin. So we have run into a few of these in this roll. Right there, you can see the extra corner to an L underneath the primary L. Right there. I'm going to center it in the screen. Right there, that's what you're looking at. And so he gets this bar L double die that we're going to end up listing. And when we list it, he will have a die number for that double die on the flip insert. If it happens to be the best condition coin in the roll, 4 photographs for this particular die, and I need photographs of this die on the website, I will be using this coin and he'll get credit for it. Either way, Levels of Madness will turn out with what appears to be a bar L 1959D double die that will be listed in Coppercoins. Here we go with another one for Bingo. Bingo Brian will get. Okay, pretty sure we're at coin number 39. We've not seen one single RPM in this roll. So there's probably no RPMs in this roll. I'm just going to go way out on the edge and say that. Probably no RPMs in this roll. We have been finding some bar L double dies though. this appears to be one. You have a little extra piece down below the L of another L. So Bingo Brian will have one of these, and whether or not it happens to be good enough to list, I am not 100% sure right now. Have to look at it with my other microscope and see if it smiles for the camera well enough to be considered a listable double die. It could be a new one, Spitfire. I'm not really sure. So I'll put that in the possible bar L list. Coin number 41 will go to Mr. Elliott. And Mr. Elliott gets not an RPM, just like everyone else. But we do have a bar L going on. See that little tail sticking down below the L. This is the exact same die as the previous coin because of that huge die crack on the last column to the right. What was this? Uh, 55D is not tonight. 55D is going to be at 4 p.m. tomorrow. 4 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow. Paul Hampton gets the next coin. And we turn up not an RPM, but by the die scratches, I'm going to say possibly a bar L. Do we have? Not that I can see. So this one may not be a bar L. Of course, it's hidden a little bit there. I'll dig it out a little bit later and I'll see. What we have on the reverse is normal coin. Here's the hornet's nest. It tells us that we have a normal coin. That hornet's nest has been showing up in, oh, probably 1 out of every 8 to 10 coins in this roll. Let's see. Oh, that's Paul Hampton. Sorry. Mr. Hampton, get your name in there with your coin. And next we have Mr. Paul Hampton gets the wrapper. So Paul Hampton will get the wrapper that goes with this roll. Let me put his name on there. P-H-A-M-P-T-O-N. Paul Hampton. All right. Next coin will go to Midnight Silver Run. Midnight Silver Run gets... Okay, there's one that has a really strong die scratch going through the field in front of the face, and there should be one right in front of the nose. Is this the one that has the filled R? No, it isn't, so this is a bar L. It is. It is a bar L. You can see that extra piece down below the L. And it's telling us we have a minor double die going on with this coin. Yay! Finally got to a point where we can recognize a marker and know what it is. Not seeing anything else on the reverse of this one, but we do have for Midnight Silver Run a minor double die obverse. Alright, next coin of the roll will be number 44. Coin number 44 will belong to Mr. Patet. Mr. Patet will get not an RPM, just like everyone else. Not an RPM. There's that die scratch. There's that die scratch. There's a bar L. Bam. Okay, so there's another one from the same die as the other ones I just pulled. Or Mr. Patat. I've got a pile of coins over here that are possible bar L double dice, so not all is lost. Here's Cajun for coin number 45. Cajun's coin number 45 will be, well, it's not an RPM. It doesn't have that die scratch. It's not a bar L. Oh, it's a filled R. And the filled R's are normal. Filled R's are normal. We should have a die break over here. Yeah, little die chip on the bottom of the base. And so we have a normal reverse as well. That's coin number 45 for Cajun. And coin number 46. I feel like radio announcer now. Mr. Elliott. Could be like that, what's that dude? It's probably long before many people's day here. That Ted guy that was on the Mary Tyler Moore show back in the 70s. Reported the news and sounded like he was twice as big as he actually was because of the way he put his voice off. Let's see what we can find in the next coin here. Ted Knight, that's right. You're right. Cajun, you're old just like me, brother. We're both growing old together. You see that hill over there? One of these days I'm going to climb that hill. Oh, you're older than me? Yeah, I gave away my age. Told everybody when I was born. Coin number 47 will go to Wild Bill. What does Wild Bill get? Well, you look at those die scratches. We've seen die scratches like that before, haven't we? We have. And what does that mean? In this case, it means we have a normal coin. Oh, look at that. Interesting. Okay, we've seen this die scratch before. But look at that interesting die gouge inside the O of 1. Unfortunately, it is marking what is a normal coin, but there's the hornet's nest up there on the right part of the building. So we put that together with this die chip and die scratch. There's another one inside the N, inside the lower N. And we can say, okay, well, we've seen this die before. Being that we're 3 coins from the end of the roll, I would hope so. All right, Wild Bill gets this one. Coin number 48 will be dum 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 Captain Chaos, Joe McBride. Joe McBride. Looks like we may have a bar L going on there. We don't have the markers for the one I know of, so it is definitely a different die. So before Penny fell apart and fell asleep or fell wherever she fell, she said that there were probably 2 different doubled L's, bar L's in this roller. Maybe that was Amber that said that before she fell asleep. Either way, whoever said it was right, probably. So we got two different dies going on. Mr. McBride gets this one. And we have two names left in the bag. Coin number 49 will go to Mr. Patet. And Mr. Patet will get dun, 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 dun. It's going to be a normal coin. We've got the right die markers for being a quote-unquote normal coin. I think it's going to have all those same die markers on the reverse that we just saw. It's going to have the hornet's nest, and it's going to have those east and west die scratches with a die gouge inside the O right there. East and west die scratches with a die gouge inside the O. I can recognize even a normal die when I see one. 2 out of 3 times. And Mr. Patat will get this coin. And the final coin in the bag. Who is it? Who is it? Midnight Silver Run. It's the end coin of the roll. And the end coin has, oh, minor stains here and there. Oh, but it has the markers for a bar L. You see that? We've got the long up and down die scratch going through the field. We got the little die scratch going in front of the nose. And we have a boom bar L. So there we go. There's a bar L double die. And on the reverse, I have die scratch on, or die crack on column number 12. I have a thinner die crack on column number 11. We have a really thin die crack on column number 1. Old east and west die scratches through the lower half of the reverse. Got some east and west die scratches running through E pluribus unum. Number of markers on this that are worth taking care of. There's a little, what appears to maybe be a little die break on the top of the second bead from the roof right there. Yeah. One of these days I'll get this focus thing down. That looks like a little die chip there. Very nice. Alright, so there we go. I appreciate that, Brian. Thank you very much, sir. I try to take everything that I do with a certain amount of seriousness, but also I'm able to have fun doing it, which I think it's really cool that I get to do this. Thank you, people, for allowing me to have the job I always wanted. All right, so we've got 50 more coins taken care of. Let me make sure there's no names left in the bag, as there should not be. We have an empty bag. We have a dog who's finally going to sleep after disturbing me through the entire video. Thank you very much, Sherman. My sidekick is now falling asleep. And I have here 50 coins to take care of. I've got all these, which appeared to be normal, but I'm going to have to go back through them again. And then I've got all of these that appeared to have some sort of a die variety on them, that they may or may not be actual die varieties, and I'll have to check through those again. And I'm going to have to check these to be sure that there's none of these in here. And I appreciate you guys stopping by. But I got other work I have to do right now, and I've got to satiate this dog and take him outside or something. And do something with him. I appreciate everyone. You guys have a wonderful night. Thank you, Mr. Wolf. Okay. Sindelicious, Bingo, Midnight Silver Run, Mr. Patat, Wild Bill, Cajun. You guys all take care. Spitfire, take care of yourselves.